what's going on? Hey, I would just like to state one thing. In my video, I did go over the main things of the new feature update. But I would just like to state there is one more big one I actually want to say. In case you noticed you had more build points than usual, that is because the AA gun has been bumped down by 10 build points. So I saved 30 build points, so I was actually able to buy a new bunker. I'm happy about that. Which I agree with them. I mean, the AA gun didn't need to be more than a sniper tower. So, anyways, I wanted to just let you know about that one. Anyways, so let's get right into this. Let's talk about the last stand defensive strategy. I was actually supposed to do that one yesterday, but then the update came out, I'm gonna review our update. So, anyways, so last stand defensive strategy. It's not the most commonly used. I think it's the funnel and the defensive wall, I think, are used more. And at least it's more used in compact. But anyway, so how this works. Pretty much, I'll just show you. Give me a sec. Let me build it up. And I actually put it in my inventory. That's something. Alright. Pretty much, you do this. Alright. Now, you'll put sandbags. Now, I'm only going to place like a couple down because I don't feel like moving the ones up front here. And I'm not going to buy any more. Actually trying to save my munitions up. But imagine there's like 50 of these. And also, now for a good defensive wall, or not defensive wall, last stand, you do want walls so they can't shoot at your tents or your guys until they're actually up close. So let's just, I guess I can go the wall. No, I'm out already. But, just imagine this is a wall. Imagine there's like 50 of these. So anyway, the point of last stand is that your defenses weaken them pretty much. While your defenses are weakening them and you don't have any sandbags up here, all the sandbags are in the back where the tents are. And if they break your defenses, then what the point of this defense is, so you have a whole army up here. I've seen it work many times, and most of the time, the last stand strategy is not used alone. This strategy can be combined with the defensive wall, or even the funnel, and the compact strategy can be combined with all three. There's a way to make a defensive wall funnel last stand hybrid. You really can't do that with compact because compact's really not used, but the point of compact is to have it all in one area, so you can't have a defensive wall and a compact and a funnel, if so I wouldn't. And people that try to do that, I've gone against them before, it doesn't end well for them at all because their guys are like behind like 50 bunkers and they're all in one place and it's just not good. But anyways, last stand has actually worked out for a couple of people, and this has grunts in it. Do not want that. Want you guys. But anyway, so how this is supposed to work is as your defenses are taken in, your guys are just keep piling up. The most common ones these are used with are the grunts, the assaults, or the rangers, depending on how many you want and how strong you want them. If you want to be in the middle, go with the assault. If you want more, then you go with the grunt. If you want more powerful but less, then you go with the ranger. Depends on your preference. You probably should not do it with the mercenary. I guess it can work. I guess it could. However, I feel like it would take too long in the two little squads just to get there, and I feel like you would get killed pretty easy. Like, you had to be holding them off for a pretty long time. Then again. Alright, so what's after that is, you never want to do this with a single unit because that takes too long, and most of the time the single units take forever to train. And yes, I saw that notification. I'm sorry, I sometimes just forget to turn off notifications. So the point is, you're not supposed to actually have defenses up here, only your men. Your men are your last defense or your last stand. Sort of like the command card, the last stand. Now, this really actually made this update also helped the last stand defensive strategy because now you can get the HQ squad command cards So as you can see, mine has spawns 1 medic, 4 assaults, and 5 grunts every 60 seconds. That is nice. I mean, that is really nice. So on top of all the grunt or assaults or whatever you're going with, you could also have a medic spawning in every 60 seconds, or just, you know, or a medic, or I just said a medic or a sergeant, something like that. That is actually really nice. This update really did focus more on the last stand defensive strategy, which I do think it needed. You can put barbed wire here. I feel like it's kind of useless, but you could do that. I mean, if you really want to invest that much time in this defensive strategy, I do it. I do not like this strategy. I use defensive wall. I think that's the best strategy in my opinion. Because funnel, I did funnel. It just seemed too easy to break. Like literally, if you have a focus fire, you can defeat the funnel. So anyway, let's see. The last stand, yeah, that's right. Wow, there are a lot of notifications. Sorry about that again. And anyways, so the last stand defensive strategy is not one of my favorites, and it can. I would recommend you definitely put an AA gun up here. Why? Because if you don't, then they could carpet bomb you and learn to kill everyone. So I would highly recommend the only defense structure you should have up here. Well, not not defensive as in the tap, but defense is the AA gun. That is the only one I would actually have up here. That being said, this can actually work. It has worked against me in multiple ways because as you're killing them, they just keep respawning and respawning, and you just can't keep up with it. So this can work very well. However, your defenses have to be holding them off for quite a bit of time for that to kick in. So you got to make sure you have pretty good defenses to pull off this strategy. There are more strategies than just those 4. However, those are the main 4 that you see a lot, and you don't even see compact anymore, really. Just think that one's worth mentioning. Last stand, your preference on what guy you want to use. If you want to use all commandos, go ahead. I don't think that's going to work in your favor. Again, I think the only ones that you want are grunts, assaults, and rangers. If you're going for the defense, last stand, then you do want to upgrade your guys to the highest perk, and then get them up there. That being said, because remember, perks transfer over into defense. So make sure you actually have good perks to use, and not just offensive perks like minimum wage or rapid deployment. Damage, health, accuracy, all of that would be perfect on anyone. Oh hey, and if you are having trouble getting perks, you may notice I have 0 Valor. I may have, after the video, literally gambled like all my Valor away in the card combiner. I'm just gonna say this, it is OP, and it is amazing. So, you literally, except for the times it gives you Valor back after you wasted 3, but still, that really does help you. If you really need perks, that will give you like a level 3 perk. My first time gave me a level 4 health. That is a great thing. You want to know how many command cards I got out of this? I just want to show you this. Oh, I did the wrong thing. Let's just look at this. You should look back at my video and just see what I didn't have, and now what I do have after one video. This is how good that is. All right, just wanted to get that out of the way too. But I know this is a video on the last stand defensive strategy, but I felt like that was a necessity if you need command cards. That is a good way. Now, I also want to state this about the Valor thing. Only do this if you have all your slots filled and you have your men where you want them. Do not do this if you are a lower level. I recommend this only for the higher levels that have no need for Valor. Lower levels, you still have a need for Valor, so do not gamble away. Alright, just don't, because you are going to end up regretting it when you get your first hero or something. You gotta want that. So alright, now let's get back to the defensive video. I feel like that was worth mentioning too. Alright, so now which one I think personally works better for the last stand defensive strategy? I think the assaults and the rangers work perfectly. I do not like the grunts because they don't deal damage. In fact, they just die and give you enemy munitions. I really never see a grunt one work. However, rangers and assaults can hold you off, especially rangers. I don't like using rangers on defense personally. However, I will give you this: if you are using them for the defense or defensive strategy last stand, they will work. As long as you have a good enough defense, they will work perfectly. So make sure. I mean, rangers, that was to be the only time I would ever get a ranger though, because I got the mercenary, so I have no need for it. So anyways, but this one isn't too bad of a strategy. I'm gonna teach you a little bit about the defensive wall strategy and compact strategy. However, I'm not sure when I'll get to those. I'm doing another video tomorrow. I'm just not sure if I'm gonna do that tomorrow. This one didn't really have a lot in it because this one's actually really simple. I can summarize in a sentence: place a bunch of tents in the back, place a bunch of barricades in the back, and upgrade your tents so they get out faster. That's it. That was like 2 sentences, but still. It can work in your favor. It can also kill you in the end. So your choice if you want to gamble with it. I don't like this one, but I have seen it work for a lot of people. Anyways, that's pretty much all. If you have any questions on anything, not just this specific video, any Guns Up thing, just leave it in the comments or friend me on PlayStation and ask me there. You can see my name, how it's spelled in the rank bar. But anyways, Call Volantis, otherwise known as the Guns Up Veteran, over and out.